It was my sophomore year of college, and I rolled onto campus feeling like I could conquer the world with Chet. Chet was compact, he was stable, and he could take me places I'd never been. Chet was also seafoam green and equipped with a tape deck. Chet was my used but new to me 1996 Honda Civic. I didn't know it then, but I was about to embark on a 10-year grudge on Chet's behalf. One sunny fall afternoon, I was doing a little light maintenance. I popped the hood, pulled out the dipstick to check the oil. Ooh, that's low, I thought. You know, I should get some help to make sure I do this right. So I ran upstairs to the apartment above mine. Living on the second story of our on-campus apartment complex was a group of insular, socially awkward, nerdy boys who were kind and practical, studying things like finance and engineering. I, on the other hand, was a wild, fun-loving social butterfly studying the most impractical thing possible, philosophy. They would invite me to come roll dice with them during D&D campaigns, and I would invite them to come and say, fuck it, skip statistics, drink and do drugs with me. It was a curious, but ultimately fun budding friendship. I got to the apartment and opened the door. Hey, can you guys come downstairs real quick and help me make sure I'm doing my oil right? Stu, Tim, and Mattituck followed me to my car. The four of us peered over Chet's mechanics. Now, that's where I put the oil in. Right, guys? Stu and Tim both hesitated. Mattituck, with the confidence of a 70-year-old rough-handed mechanic, said, no, that's not where it goes. Grabbed the bottle of 5W30 and poured it into my transmission tank. I didn't know that. I thanked him and headed off to class. That evening, I hopped in my car and turned the key. Shit. I knew it. He's dead. I don't know how. I don't know why. But as anger welled up in my chest, I knew it was Mattituck's fault. I got out of my car, I stormed up the stairs, I slammed the door open, and I yelled, "What the fuck, Mattituck? You killed my car, you asshole! Oh, you know you shouldn't have helped if you had no idea what you were doing." All the boys put their video game controllers down and froze in fear. I got a few more punches in before I was quickly escorted out of the apartment, still yelling and red-faced. Stu and Tim apologized to me for weeks about the event. The entire drama of it made me and all those boys much, much closer. Except for Mattituck. Mattituck never apologized. Mattituck, dealing with his own shame over the mistake he made, and angry with me for berating and embarrassing him in front of his friends, never said he was sorry. I was also embarrassed. I didn't like the way I behaved, but I was still heartbroken over Chet's death. So I deemed his lack of apology as cowardice and as selfish. So as me and the rest of the boys got much, much closer, Mattituck and I, shielding ourselves from our own sense of shame, began an awkward, disdain-filled standoff. Our iciness continued all the way throughout college, and it followed us into adulthood, because me and the boys started a tradition every single week after graduation where we would all gather together for weekly dinners. We called it family dinner night, and every single week we would rotate who cooked for the others, we would share stories about college, we would update each other on our adult lives. It was a beautiful tradition filled with love and laughter. But it was also strange for me, because every single week, week after week, year after year, Mattituck and I never looked at each other. We didn't talk. We wouldn't engage. And neither of us would leave, because this was family. 10 full years into our weekly family dinner nights, all of us gathered together for our annual Thanksgiving potluck. And this was the night we picked Secret Santas. I love Secret Santa. I fancy myself a fantastic gift giver. I eagerly reach my hand into the bag, or the hat full of names. I grab a piece of paper, and with excitement I read, Mattituck. Shit. It's the time. I've got to do it. I've got to swallow my pride. I've got to look discomfort right in the face. I've got to get to know a man I have willingly ignored for over a decade because, damn it, I'm going to get him the best, most heartfelt, poignant gift for under $40 I can find. The following week, I engage. Mattituck, what are you drinking? I ask with direct eye contact and a really nice smile. Dumbfounded, he responds, it's an IPA. I brewed it myself. Oh, I like IPAs. I like home brews. Do you want to try it? Yeah, I do. For 6 more weeks, Mattituck and I continued in this very casual dialogic friendship research. And I learned that he and I had a lot in common. And as long as we avoided the topic of the day he killed my car, we really enjoyed each other's company. So I chose 2 bottles of his favorite Trappist beer for his Secret Santa gift. And I thought, it's time. I'm going to test our acquaintanceship. So I found an old 1996 Honda Civic Mechanics Guide, and I slipped it into his gift bag. The day the Christmas party came, Mattituck loved his beer. There's more in the bag, Mattituck. He reached his hand in and looked at it for a second, puzzled. Realizing the joke, he laughed hysterically. It was official. We were friends. After that day, Mattituck and I became very, very close. We went hiking together, we brewed beer together, we sat enthusiastically next to each other at the dinner table. We became open and vulnerable, sharing in a whole decade's worth of missed joys and sorrows and time with one another. And recently I headed over to Mattituck's apartment to binge watch Star Wars. And I got there, and sitting on his table was my favorite Belgian wheat, pad thai, and a key. Mattituck, is that a key to your apartment? Yeah. It's for you. Wow. Thank you so much. Is this your way of apologizing to me for killing my car? For the first time in a decade, Mattituck and I looked at each other confidently in our friendship, and we both laughed.